CRND Newscast is made possible for viewers like you. In today's news, we will be talking about Japanese Americans.
In today's news, we're going back in time to when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Noah Campbell has the latest story.
More than 100,000 Japanese enemy aliens and Japanese American citizens were forced to be evacuated. First, they gathered at assembly centers in May. Then they boarded trains for the internment camps scattered throughout the western states. The typical camp was located in desert cities. No houses were in sight, no trees or anything green. Mostly dry baked, and that's how Japanese Americans suffered during World War II.
Instead of being put into internment camps, the Japanese Americans had the chance to be put into the war and help our country. They became the most awarded military unit ever to fight in the war. Even though they were helping the U.S., the United States was still holding all the other Japanese Americans in camps. Because of this, many people from the internment camps criticized them, saying they were blind and stupid for wanting to join the U.S. Army. The soldiers' only reply was that they had no other place to go, so that's why they decided to join. It seems like no matter what the Japanese Americans chose to do, they were still being discriminated by their own people and by their own country. That's it for our secondary story.
How did the executive order affect you? Well, after the executive order was placed, it was completely different. Everything was different. I used to have my own dreams, my own plans that I hoped I would once accomplish. And with the executive order, all my dreams were put on hold and I had no control over it. How did you and your family feel? Angry. It was just a complete mix of emotions. I didn't know how to feel. I felt numb. I mean, it was something we had no control over. I think that's how everyone would respond. It's like almost being a prisoner, but the only difference is that a prisoner actually has a sentence to complete. They have dates. So how was life after Pearl Harbor? Well, right after Pearl Harbor, the FBI came to our home, and my father just disappeared. I remember the last words he was saying was, "Oh, let me put my pants on." That was it. He was put in the Yakima County, Washington jail, and then he was sent to a detention center where I didn't see him until about a year and a half later. My mother asked me to write a letter to the President Roosevelt. I wrote him about our situation. All of us were still farming, and though my father disappeared in December, come spring we put in the crops. The question was, what do we do next? So I wrote to President Roosevelt saying that it would be very good if my father came back because, well, we really needed him here. And my mother was only 25 years old at the time. Oh no!
Wicked wild, wild. Wicked wild, wicked wild, wicked wild, wild west. Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada. None of this. Six gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo Soldier. Look, it's like I told you. Any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when she meet Jim West. Roughneck, so go check the law on the by. Watch your step, reflecting.
Thank you, Isaiah Fujimoto, for your tragic story on Pearl Harbor. That's it for today. I'm Mr. Noah Campbell, and this is
Debbie Hernandez, and thanks for listening to
CRND Newscast.
What?
And that's it for today. I'm Noah Campbell.
And I'm Debbie Hernandez. Thanks for listening to
CNRD. My friend's Japanese American, and that seems sad.
Yeah, I can't imagine how they must have felt.
Yeah, Debbie, that seems like a real sad story for all the Japanese Americans. What's your opinion, Debbie?
I can't imagine how they must have felt living through those harsh conditions.
Yeah, I would hate being Japanese.
The music is moving.